Hello, welcome to Radio Waves. I'm your host, Kris Poliquin, and this is a production of Red Apples Media. We're broadcasting out of WLBE Real Country 790 AM out of Leesburg, Florida. And if you're watching us on television, you're doing so on Lake Sumter TV, Comcast Channel 13, Bright House 498, and CenturyLink Prism Channel 83. So today we're going to be talking about the Parade of Homes, and I've invited the president of Kevco Builders, Joe Ziler, to be our guest and talk about some of his homes as well as the Parade of Homes in general. So, Joe, thanks for coming on to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
All right, so let's get right into it. Tell me a little bit about what the Parade of Homes is for our listeners who may have not participated them in the past.
The Parade of Homes is an opportunity for all of the local builders that want to participate, and we have for years, to showcase and feature their work for the general public to see. An opportunity that the general public may not normally have. We all enter homes into the Parade of Homes. It's heavily marketed, advertised. We have the houses open during certain hours in the upcoming event, and the general public gets to come through and see our work and compare it between, obviously different builders. A lot of times it's just people that want to see different trends and things like that in the market. The majority of the time, the prospects are folks that are looking to build a house.
When you speak of the different types of trends, what can people expect this year? I mean, because when you talk about homes, there's always going to be trends, but, not fads.
Right.
You don't want shag carpet that only lasts 10 years.
Unfortunately,
or 5 years.
that is some of the trends, though. So
is that right?
Oh, absolutely. So,
okay.
I mean, the joke this year is that it's, 50 shades of gray. So everything has gray in it. There's grays and whites, and that's the end thing. So you've got the white cabinetry in houses, gray flooring in houses, gray accent islands in kitchens.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. And that's the big thing. The other is the kind of the modern contemporary farmhouse thing. So you're seeing a lot of trends with barn doors, that industrial type look, which is a pretty cool look, with cable railing on stairs instead of your traditional wood and spindles.
Okay.
They're doing a lot of the cable, modern industrial farmhouse look to it. So there's a lot of new trends like that in the market that we're doing a lot of in our houses.
Okay. Now, during the Parade of Homes, are they only custom-built homes, or is it just a plethora of
it is absolutely
homes?
A plethora. You can go through, some of the national guys have their model production homes in them. For us, there's a handful of us here locally that are kind of in the same niche where we all do custom homes for clients on their lots or on lots that we own. And that's a big part of what people like to come see.
Okay. So let me ask you specifically about custom home. When we say custom, what exactly does that mean? Is it still a catalog, or is it just whatever the customer wants?
It can be either. The big thing with customization is allowing somebody to change anything they want on the home to build the home around their needs and their wants. And that's where custom gets overused in the market. Is a lot of builders will say that they're custom, but they want you to pick from just their floor plans, and that to us isn't truly custom. You bring us in a inspirational photo, is what we call them, off the internet. We'll sit down and design you a whole house from scratch.
Okay. Now, is that the Kevco difference?
That's part of the Kevco difference. The bigger part of the Kevco difference, really for us, that started us coining that, when the market was down, we started doing a lot of things standard in houses that everybody else would charge extra for. So we started doing the solid surface granite countertops, larger baseboard, crown moldings in all of the main areas, rounded corners on your drywall, stone accents on the exterior of all the homes. Those are standard kind of signature things that you see in each and every one of our homes, whether it's a $170,000 home or whether it's a $1 million custom that we build here locally.
Really?
Yes.
See, some of what you just said, I assumed was standard already.
Right. Yes. And that's one thing that once folks actually sit down with us, that's what brings them in the door. They like the fact that, and my philosophy on that 5 years ago was, if 90% of the people go to your design center and these are the things that they want as options, they should probably be standards in your home. Obviously, those are things that 90% of your clientele want. Now, Hey, the production guys are a lot smarter than me. They bring you in on a base model. They make 50% on their options in their design center. That's not how we do it. We include so many of those things as allowance items packed into the main body of the house and let people do their own customization and shopping for those things, like the lighting and things like that, to where we're not just going to give you a standard lighting package. And that's really where our niche with the personalization from a client comes into play.
Okay. Can we talk about the design process?
Sure.
Because you spoke just a couple of minutes ago about, well, if you bring in a picture from the internet, what exactly does that mean?
I have an
Do you
in-house
have to
designer.
recreate?
Yeah, no, I have an in-house designer that will sit down with a client. We have a dual screen process where the client has a screen that faces them. He has one back in the design center, and he'll sit and draw the house for them interactively and be able to show them a bird's eye view of it, a 3D view of it, drop a camera down into it, and do a walkthrough of the house, and that type of interactive design to where they say, well, I'd like the window moved over this way in the bedroom because of what my furnishings are. He can drop furnishing templates into it. If they say, well, I have a queen-size bed, I want to make sure that and the nightstand and this desk that I have are going to fit, he'll build those templates and drop them into the rooms as well. And again, design that house around what they want and their lifestyle.
Is that a part of that value engineering?
Yeah, the value engineering really comes into play where what you try to do is design the house as cost effectively to build as possible. So you're trying to keep the client's budget in mind, along with the cost of what things are in the market right now. So, you get into a lot of angles and things like that. If you're not careful about how you design the home, they can really drive the cost up of the house. So those are types of things that Lee, my designer, walks through with clients and says, hey, I know this is the look you're going for. Have you considered this? And he'll give them a couple different options that aren't going to drive the cost up, where their option might, that they have seen in a book.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I can sit down with your designer, and if I want to extend a patio or add another room, or can we turn this closet into a bathroom, he can, like, on the spot.
Interactively right in front of you. Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly what we do, and they usually leave with a draft floor plan when they leave. Yes. Yeah, it's fantastic.
That sounds it sounds fun.
Yeah, that's
actually.
and it's meant to be fun. That's the whole part of that type of design process. And it helps us on the pricing side and on the building side, because then you're capturing 95% of everything in the plans, and it eliminates a lot of changes in the field where the client says, oh, I wasn't sure what this was going to look like. I wasn't sure what this is going to exactly be. And that helps a lot with the entire process and making that part of the process fun as well, the home building side.
Sure. Now, have you seen an increase? Because you've been pretty established in Lake County or our area for years and years and years now. Have you seen an increase in the demand for custom homes?
Yes. It's since the market picked up, inventory really has declined, existing house inventory. And with the cost of existing houses continuing to go up, it's become a very affordable option for people is to go ahead and build.
Really?
So it's really driven construction. Yes, if you go back, this is 2018. If you go back to our numbers in 2015, our 2017 numbers were twice in volume what they were in 2015. Yes.
Wow.
So luckily, for us, we try to make it very controlled growth, but literally it was 100% increase over that 2-year period. So not year over year, but over a 2-year period.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot. Now, how custom are these homes getting now? Meaning, are you having a lot of creative customers, or just more people are building their own homes?
Both. Some people just want their own home. They want
Right.
something brand new with a warranty, and your standard features are fine. Some people really want the newest trends that you see in houses. For recently, we just built a house out on Deer Island, and they came to us with a plan that they had purchased, and then they modified it. And to give you an example, the foyer, and you don't see very many 2-story homes in Florida, but their foyer has a 2-story foyer with a $40,000 custom staircase in it. That's just to die for. And
Really?
yeah, in a $600,000 house, and you don't see a lot of those real focal wow points when you walk in a lot of the Florida style homes, and that one really captures you.
Right. Well, if someone wanted to get more information on Kevco Builders, where can they get that?
You visit our website at Kevco Builders with an S on it.com, or call our office over in Eustis and speak to Jane at 352-742-3398.
So can you tell us a little bit about what homes you have to show?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, in the past, we've always been known for putting 4 or 5 entries into the parade, and this year I took a different philosophy. I decided it's all about putting the right houses in and staffing them properly, which means me actually being there and doing the Meet the Builder thing like I did last year at our custom home in Lochleven that won the parade. So this year we have in the reserve at Lake Seneca, which is a nice equestrian community where I own some lots in East Eustis. I have a kind of a modification, if you will, of the Barcelona that won last year. It's going to be in the parade again. It's a client's home that she's opening up for us. We've got a Meet the Builder event there Saturday with live music and food. We're inviting our previous customers. We're doing a customer appreciation day as well that day.
Is that right?
Yep, absolutely. Trying to make it into a much bigger event. And then our Black Bear community, which is also the golf course community, we have a furnished model in there that's open during the week and on the weekends. It's going to be in the Parade of Homes as well. And we've got 30 lots in there that we control. So that's really an up-and-coming community now that the expressway expansion is finally coming to fruition for this area. So
Right. Why would you recommend someone to participate in the Parade of Homes? Why would someone like myself, unless I'm looking for a specific home?
I think that from the consumer standpoint, it gives you an opportunity to go out and meet the individual principals of these different companies, look at their work, find out what it is, see if it's a good fit for you. Personality is a big thing. We tell everybody we're not for everyone. So, meet the actual principals of the companies that staff these houses, see what they do, look at the quality of their work firsthand, be able to talk to their previous clients, which you're going to have an opportunity to do at ours because we're going to have a customer appreciation there at the same time, and be able to really compare what you're looking for and see what the best fit is for you and your home building needs.
Okay. Well, Joe, we need to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll continue our conversation on the Parade of Homes and maybe get into your energy efficient model.
Okay.
We'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back to Radio Waves. Again, I'm your host, Kris Poliquin, and this is a production of Red Apples Media. Today, we're speaking with President of Kevco Builders, Mr. Joe Ziler, and we're talking about the Parade of Homes. And in our first segment, we talked a little bit about Kevco itself, as well as kind of what separates them from other custom home builders, because there does seem to be quite a few out there, especially here in Lake County. So, Joe, we were talking about a couple of the homes you're going to have on showcase for this year's Parade of Homes. When is the Parade of Homes, actually?
It's the last weekend in February and the first weekend in March. So it's the 24th, 25th, and the next weekend. I don't know. I can't put. Is that the 4th and the?
It's the March 3rd and
3rd and 4th. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Smart Energy, the Energy Smart model that you have. And there's actually going to be one of those in the Parade
Yeah,
of
that's our
Homes
Black
this
Bear
year's.
model. That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you explain to our audience what makes it?
Yeah, the
energy
way
value?
we have we're a builder in the area for a designer out of South Florida, and he's the one that does he has the patent on the Energy Smart design, him and a guy out of Gainesville. And what they do is they engineer the house so that all the ductwork is actually in the conditioned space. So the house has a lot of tray ceilings in it, and those type of architectural features in the house, and the ductwork runs inside of those chases around the tray ceilings and keeps it all down in the conditioned space. So the insulation actually goes above. You don't have any ductwork running through the attic like you typically do in your designs.
Okay.
So really the benefit of that is that you aren't pumping 70-degree air into a 120-degree attic to get it back into a 75-degree space where you're trying to air condition your home. So it keeps it more at a constant temperature, obviously uses less energy doing so. And because of the way these are engineered, we guarantee the power bills on them. So, for instance, that small house in Black Bear is calculated to be at about $80 a month on the energy cost for a 2,000 square foot house. And what we do is, we have folks on those that simply, as long as they haven't modified the house in some way, they show us their energy bills at the end of the year, and if it's over that, then we'll reconcile the difference.
Really?
That's how much we believe in the program. That's right. Yes.
So
the Energy
we've
Smart
seen
design
this.
is unbelievable. Yes, built one over here in Leesburg, and his is one of the ones we use as an example. It was $78.63 on average per month annualized. So on a 2,000 square foot house, it was unbelievable. Obviously, a little, he added a pool afterwards. It's a little higher now, but on the initial cost, it was $78.63. Yes.
Well, heating and air conditioning homes in Florida is a huge expense.
Huge expense. Yes, that's right.
Huge expense, and it seems like common sense to
Yep.
to build homes like that.
It
but
does. It
now-
really does, but people don't. And
We don't.
No. And, the air conditioners in the garages is just a big taboo thing to us. It needs to be in, even if it's an inside closet, if you don't do the Energy Smart type ductwork, having that AC inside the conditioned space is much better than sitting it out in a 100-degree garage and working it because of what the condensation and things like that do to diminish the life of the unit itself.
Sure. Yeah, again, sometimes, common sense
Yeah, well-
just isn't so common.
Well,
but
air conditioning wasn't a big thing in Florida till late 60s, early 70s, so.
right.
It's been a learning curve. Single pane windows were still being used in Florida until 2005, 2006. So everybody always associated double pane windows with a northern thing with the cold, and it's just as important with
Right, 'cause the
cooling
insulation
loss
of air.
as it. Yeah, it's absolutely so.
Right. Now, how much, if you don't mind me asking, does this add to the expense of building the home?
About $2 a square foot. It's not much at all.
Really?
It's a better payback because you don't have the tax credits anymore like you used to for solar. So it's a much better long-term payback than some of those types of things are, like solar, for instance. Solar's gotten so expensive. It was always expensive, but you always had a good tax break that went along with it, and those all got phased out. And for obvious reasons, obviously the power companies are
well,
want their money. Yeah,
They want their money.
Yeah.
Of
Here we are
course.
in the Sunshine State, and we can't capitalize off of solar. So
That was the
that's
Black
the Black
Bear
Bear model. That's correct.
Black
yes.
Bear model. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Barcelona?
Yes, the Barcelona, which was the house that won last year's Parade of Homes. It had a 4-car garage, had an infinity pool, and a different floor plan. We built it again for a client in the reserve at Lake Seneca, and she personalized the house kind of to her taste. So she has a lot of the grays, the whites, the new trend that's in there. She has the large open slider to a beautiful pool. The house sits on 5 acres, and
Wow.
yes, it's a whole different version of it in this year's parade. But that floor plan has been such a winner for us. We wanted to feature it again with some other changes.
Okay. Now, how many homes are in the parade?
This year
Is
has 18 entries. This year,
18.
That's correct. Yeah, it's down a little bit from what it was. What we hear from some of the other builders is they have enough work. So they just don't even care to participate in the Parade of Homes. They've got more than they can handle right now, and with us, it's kind of become our own tradition to do it.
Sure.
So it's truly an opportunity for customers. I mean, they start calling us January, asking us where we're going to have houses in the parade. A lot of them because they follow us. We have people that come in 6-8 months later with handouts from the previous Parade of Homes, saying this is the house I saw in the Parade of Homes, and now they're ready to design their own. So the Parade of Homes really has a good shelf life to it from a marketing and advertising
Sure.
standpoint for us.
So where do you build homes?
I've kind of drawn the circle a little tighter than I used to. When the market was down, it was much larger.
Sure.
We go into West Orange County, which is more of the Tangerine, Apopka area. We go, so that's east. We go west to Sumter County. We go just north up to Umatilla, and we go south just past Groveland, not quite to Claremont. It's kind of the circle we try right now to keep.
That's
Yeah.
still a pretty large circle.
It is a large circle. We have communities in a lot of those areas. We control with relationships that we have and lot purchases that we've done a little over 100 lots. So based on our volume, I think that's about a 2-year inventory, and that's a comfortable inventory for us to keep. So.
Okay. Now, you said communities. Are there Kevco communities?
Yeah, there are. We've got, for the more of the starter type home, under 200 price point, we've got a community in Sleepy Hollow. We've got a community up in Umatilla that's in the low 200s. It starts at 215. We've got 9 lots that are just coming online there that we're doing through the city of Umatilla, right near the elementary school. Then we have the Black Bear Golf community. We have homes starting in there at 224.9, and we've got about 25 lots in there that we control. We have Crooked Lake Reserve in Eustis, which is right near Bay Street. It's a nice lakefront type community. Those homes in there start at 2,500 square feet, so they're in the low 300s up to the mid 500s. And then we have the Reserve at Lake Seneca, which is an equestrian community. Those are 3 to 5 acre lots. The prices start in the mid 400s. And we have Loch Levin, which is the gated community in Mount Dora, and those prices start in the mid 400s as well.
So you actually have a large range of
Yes,
types
we do.
of homes.
Absolutely do. Yes.
So for anybody out there listening, goes, not sure about a custom home.
We have something that fits each one of those. Yes, absolutely we do.
You already touched base on this briefly. What should people look for in finding a builder?
Well, like I mentioned in the beginning, a lot of it's personality fit. And I tell everybody, we're interviewing the clients just as they're interviewing us. So, it's really a two-way street because it's a long relationship. It's not like buying an existing house. You close on it in 45 days and you never have to talk to each other again. This is a very long relationship. So It's very important with that first impression. Of course, the quality of the work that you see in the house, I think, is very important. What you get for the money, making it very, very clear up front what is included in that house for what they're offering. I had somebody.
Has there been issues with that?
Oh, absolutely. I had somebody recently that, for instance, I let them pick any finish faucet they want, so or bronze, brush, nickel. I had somebody recently in a $450,000 house. The builder had spec'd out chrome faucets in the house, and chrome is coming back. Don't get me wrong, but this wasn't that type of chrome. This was a low-end chrome faucet done with the intent to draw the price down and simply charge them an upcharge for whatever it was they're looking for. And this goes back to if 90% of your customers go into your design center and these are the things they want, then really those things should be standards in your houses. So I use Moen faucets, and I let people pick any finish that they want on the faucets. The granite countertops are up to 10 different standards now instead of 2 or 3 like some folks offer. So we've got good buying power with our trades as well because we have a good trade base, and we do quite a bit of volume here in the area. We're doing over 50 houses a year. You look at reviews online. Do they have an active Facebook page? Do they have a place of business? Are they working out of their home in a pickup truck? Right. I mean, to me, those are all things. How do their employees interact? If you happen to run into them out on a job site someplace when you're just out driving around, how do they like working for that home builder? Are they happy employees? That says a lot about a home builder or any company for that matter.
Yeah, yes. Right. All right, so the 2018 Parade of Homes is 2 weekends this year, February 24th and the 25th, and March 3rd and 4th.
Correct.
And you can see 2 of Kevco's homes on display, one being in a really intriguing one to me. So you'll probably see me. I'm not shopping for a home, but you may see me bouncing around anyway. And again, Joe, if someone wanted to get specific information on Kevco Builders, where can they get that info?
The easiest way, honestly, is to call our office, 352-742-3398, and speak to Jane. Or if you'd like to visit our website first and check us out, which most people do, that's kevcobuilders.com.
All right. Well, Joe, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. And
thank you.
Helping shed some light on this year's Parade of Homes. That's it for the show today. I've been your host, Kris Poliquin, and we will see you next time.